Okay, this is fantastic fish and chips, and it's in Hanoi, and it's got tartar sauce that even tastes like tartar sauce, and a little bowl of salad and a beer. That is good fish, look at that. And in Hanoi, not too thick a batter, just good. And salt that shakes like salt, it actually puts salt on stuff. And not only that, knives and forks to eat it with. You know, where do you get that in Vietnam other than here? So look, if you want good fish and chips like this, stay tuned for the rest of the video and I'll show you where to get it. Okay, so I caught a taxi into a bus into town, another bus, and now I'm on a Grab motorbike. But I met a guy on the bus, and he booked the Grab for me, and he even paid the guy for the Grab for me, 30,000, which, you know, it's an hour's work for them. But the people are just so friendly here; it's wonderful. Anyway, got no phone battery left, so I've got to go. Taking a Grab bike through the middle of Hanoi, and this guy knows a shortcut, so the Grab price probably went via the main roads. He's going the short way, gets the same money, and then we're out. That was about 3 kilometres long, that shortcut, through all those little streets. It took me that long to get my phone out. And now we're just driving through the middle of the intersection, going I don't know where. That was lucky. It's like all the traffic stopped for me then. It's good. Anyway. If you want to get around Hanoi cheap, Grab's the way to go. Like I'm going quite a way virtually from one side of town to the other, and it's 60,000 on a Grab. And they're fast because they go through all the shortcuts and through the traffic and up on footpaths, all sorts of things. So I'm in Hanoi to get some documents for my criminal record check, so then I can work over here in Vietnam. And because I've been living here for longer than 6 months, it turns out I don't need to do that in Hanoi. I can go and get a local one from where I live, the Justice Department near where I live. So so just so you know, if you've been living in Vietnam for 6 months continuously, haven't left the country, then and you got a residency card, then you go to your local criminal justice place to get a criminal record check, and it's done fairly quickly. Apparently, you don't need to go into Hanoi. The site I found on the web said that I needed to go into Hanoi, but turns out I was looking at the wrong link and had the wrong forms and all sorts of things. So anyway, a nice trip into Hanoi. I'm actually planning on going to the fish and chip shop at near the Sheraton Hotel, because I hear that Chippy, I think that's what it's called, is the best fish and chips in Hanoi. So I might as well make the best of a bad situation and go and get some fish and chips for lunch. Just holding my phone tighter while those guys were driving past. You got to be aware of anybody that's got a passenger on their bike, because the passenger grabs your computer or grabs your phone or your necklace or something as the driver takes off. Empire limousine, presidents. Okay, you're probably going to get seasick on this video, sorry about that. think I know where we are now. Or Bin Towers. Must be hard work driving foreigners around on motorbikes like this when they don't know that you've got to lean to turn corners. They must laugh about it the same way as we laugh about when they're driving cars and they're trying to lean over to turn a corner instead of turning the wheel. Okay. Let's see, we'll take a shortcut. And nobody stops in Vietnam. Like all this traffic, and you know, you just drive around obstacles, through lights, whatever. Lucky we didn't run over that cop. There's a guy with a big steel bar driving through traffic. It sounds like a joke, but I've actually seen guys on backs of motorbikes driving past with a pane of glass sticking out like a metre either side of the motorbike. You know, one guy in front and the other guy on the back holding the pane of glass. It must have been, you know, 2 metres long or something, and they're driving down the road. And as I drove towards them, I couldn't see the glass. They didn't put tape on it or something. Gotta love the Vietnamese youth. It's funny in Vietnam. Sometimes you know, I've been living here a year, and sometimes you go somewhere and it seems like everywhere you go you'll get ripped off, and then other times people will help you out heaps and you know bend over backwards to look after you and even you know buy you drinks and pay for your taxi and all sorts of things. You know, I guess it's the same as everywhere. If you bump into the wrong people, they'll try and take advantage of you. If you bump into the right people, they'll look after you. And but I think overall in Vietnam, there's far more people look after you than the other. Probably only in more the touristy areas that you tend to get ripped off. And when I say ripped off, it's, you know, it's normally just like they'll charge you too much for a phone cable or something, or, you know, um, uh, try and get a few extra thousand off you for something like photocopying or that. You know, last night I got 50 photocopies for 50 photocopies done for 12,000 BND, right, which is less than $1. But in Hanoi, they try and charge you the 6,000 per copy. Amazing how the streets have changed. If you get onto a friend of mine's site, or well, he's not really a friend, I subscribe to him, so, you know, anyway, get onto his site, Rusty Compass. He's lived in Vietnam a long time, and he's got some footage of Hanoi back in 1992 or 95, somewhere there, and it's all push bikes. You know, there's hardly a car on the road, almost no motorbikes. So 1992 to now, I guess that's a fair time. It's, you know, nearly 30 years, but in 30 years the whole city's gone from push bikes to motorbikes to cars, and, you know, I think in another 20 years time nobody will have motorbikes, they'll all be driving cars. I don't know where they're going to put them all, because their houses aren't built for cars yet, but, you know, we'll see. There you go, for 60,000 this is a 10-minute taxi ride already. Or more. Riding a motorbike in Hanoi, the people that come in from the right here into this lane have actually got right away. So they don't even look to the left to see whether you're coming or not. They just drive into the lane. If you hit them, it's your fault. There we go. Big roundabout in Hanoi, and we come down onto the track. Look at that for a beautiful sight. There you go. This must be a special lake. Look up the freshwater tortoises that they have in Vietnam. They're absolutely huge. They haven't seen one for like 20 years because they ate the last one, I'm sure. But yeah, they used to have freshwater tortoises that were about 8 foot long, huge things, weighed 300 kilos. Au revoir. So this is the waterfront here. Try me, Mark. There you go. Pink club. Pink club. I'm actually looking for the chippy. So if you see the chippy, tell the taxi driver to stop for me, will you? Because I just told him to go to the Sheraton. I know it's near there. would just be happy. You know, like it's all worth it. 3 hours in a taxi, worth it. You know. Oh, there we go. We're going around the corner. Got to remember to lean, help him out. We're doing the whole lake tour. Look at that. Oh, this thing. Just a water park. Windmill restaurant. Highlands coffee, hands. Heaps of Highlands coffees in Vietnam. And Starbucks. There you go, there's a water park. I wonder whether it still works. It looks a bit dilapidated. I guess at the moment there's no tourists, but there's a Ferris wheel as well. Here I'm holding my phone out like that, I'll lose it. There you go. These are all the floating restaurants in Hanoi. There you go, you can come out on a floating restaurant. They're looking a bit worse for wear, some of those ones, but and then they just drive. This is just a lake, so these boats are huge boats just sitting on the lake. Wonder how they get them here or build them here or whatever. There's one that's sunk. Yeah, that one there's. Buy that one cheap. He's going cheap today. I reckon that one there's probably cheap too. And look, it's got steel life rafts. The life rafts aren't actually life rafts, they're just steel pipes. Anyway. Back on the lookout for the chippy. Coffee. If I drove past the chippy, let me know what minute it's on. This looks like the kind of area it might be in. This might be it. The Swore House. Bamboo shop. Yeah. Okay. Haven't seen the chippy. Hanoi cuisine. Might have to hop off and look for the chippy. Fast and clean. Fast and clean. Shoes. There you go. Shoes. Hey, buddy. Okay, this could be here. Could be here. Essentials. Xin chào. He's driving me around the city now. On a city tour. The seafood. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's a shop that says the seafood shop. That might be it. I don't know whether it is. Alright, go on. Ah. Thank you. Salmon yin. Yeti. 50, 60. There you go. Go on. Okay. Oh, you gotta have your helmet back. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, bye. There's my friendly Grab driver, and he's dropped me right here at the seafood shop. So it says the seafood shop, but I wonder whether it's got good seafood. Oh, it's not cooked seafood, it's just seafood. Oh no. No fish and chips. Ah. Where's the chippy? Hamburrado. Okay, alright. Well, that mission failed. They got salmon, they got lots of Korean seafood, all in backpacks, and prawns. Yep, so, alright. Well, I found the wrong seafood shop. Oh, maybe they've got sardines. Do they have anchovies? Oh, that'd be good. Anchovy pizza would be killing for one of those. I don't see any anchovies. Alright, anyway. Stay tuned. Okay, lucky I got photos. When you're overseas, take photos of stuff. Makes it easy. So I got a photo of the place off the web that I was looking at for the fish and chip shop when I was reading its reviews 2 weeks ago. So I looked up the photo, then I asked the lady where it was, and she said, oh, it's just up here. Ditang. Okay, so apparently we drove past it, and it's not far away. So I hope she's right. Well, I'm on the right track now. I think I'm going the right way. I might be even in the right street. But I'm at number 237, and I think mine's 97, so, or 95, something like that. But at least in Hanoi, streets have got names. In my province, they've just got numbers, which you know, may or may not make it easier or harder to find. I don't know, but it seems odd. Like my home address is like house 7, street 77, suburb 30. You know, like that's the address. And then they give you the there's another couple of names after that for the area, you know, in the province. But the actual streets and the houses don't have names. Anyway, seems an odd place to put a fish and chip shop down this little alley. So I'm guessing must be all the way down the other end. I hope so. In Australia, you wouldn't think that you'd walk for, you know, 5 kilometres and take a taxi for 2 hours and that just to get a good piece of fish and chips. So really hope it's worth all of the wait. It's like it's like all of the work to get here. If it's not super good, I'm going to be disappointed. But if it is really good, it'll be all worth it. Because in Vietnam, deep fried fish or chips, they just don't know how to do it very well. And it's often on the menu as you know, grilled fish or something, and it'll be mashed up, all mashed up fish with herbs and stuff, and then fried. So yeah. So anyway, nearly there. Okay, so I've walked more than what I should have walked when taxis are so cheap. And I walked all the way back here, and look, I found it. Friday's Fish and Chips closed. The disappointment. You can read it on my face. Fridays, you've let me down, as in Fridays. Now what? I walked past like 15 seafood shops to get to this one because of the really good reviews. I just hope they're closed for lunch. Like, oftentimes in Vietnam they're closed between 11 and 2, so we'll see. That's my local DJ just driving past. Anyway. Oh well, what to do? Oh, there's a pizza shop back about another 2 kilometers. Maybe I just won't walk that far. Oh well. Anyway, I found Fridays, so I can't really review the food, but the walk to get here is bloody awful. Just take a taxi. So I found the problem. It's on their website. It's not on their Google search things though, but it's on their website that they're not open until 5:30. So now, do I hang around for 3.5 hours somewhere waiting just so then I can get some really good fish and chips and risk the fact of whether it's really good or not, you know, dilemma. And then after I have the fish and chips, I got to take a 2-hour taxi ride home, but it could be worth it. Could be worth it. I just got to not eat too much in the meantime, which is going to be hard too, because I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten much all day, just waiting for the fish and chips. So, anyway, and Burger King's right there. You know, it's not good food, but I know what it tastes like, and it should taste about the same when I walk in and eat there. You know, I'd feel really disappointed if after all of this, all I get is Burger King. Okay, so after all of that, Hungry Jack's chips. Over here, they're more like chips, not fries, which is good. Or at least just at this one is. And they're cooked well. These ones aren't all dried out like they sometimes are. And the burger looks like a serious burger. And have a bite. Look, it was supposed to be a review on fish and chips from Fridays, but they're closed. But that burger there, that's a really good burger. The Hungry Jack's Hanoi burger. So here I am trying to support small local businesses. I've ended up supporting a multinational, but that is a good burger, so it's worth a review. And the chips, maybe not the best chips in Hanoi, but I'll find out tonight if I go to the Fridays. And the plan is eat the burger, the chips, go for a massage or 2, and then go for Fridays. So foot massages kill time here, really good. All right. Okay, they do have some really fancy motorbikes in Vietnam, but apparently, like, you need a special license. It's like an A1 license up to 150cc, and then over that it's an A2 license. But you almost never see anybody riding one. I'm guessing that it's like a big police magnet anytime you go out. But but the other thing I just noticed is, have a look at this. It's 5.4 litres per 100 kilometres. for this bike. I know it's 1000cc, and in Australia, 5.4 litres, 100 kilometres. People put that through their cars all the time, but over here, that's a fairly expensive bike for you to just drive around as a daily commute. But nice. So yeah, Ninja 400. There you go. How many k's a litre do you get out of the Ninja 400? See, hang on, what? 4.1. 4.1 litres per 100 kilometres. That one's even worse. Hey. I don't know why that is, but anyway. Maybe I'm reading the sign wrong. But Kawasaki Vietnam. Wonder whether I can afford any of these. Maybe the old one. No, I can't afford the old one even. Not even a replica. Okay. When life gets you down and you turn up at your promised land of Friday's fish and chips, and they're closed, you just go for a massage for a couple of hours, then come back, make lemonade out of lemons or something like that. Anyway, I'm here at Fridays. They're open. I'm going to go and grab fish and chips. Okay, it's in this little street here, so gotta watch out you don't get run over or your phone doesn't get stolen. G'day, g'day.
Hello.
Hello.
So you can see menu.
I can see the menu here. Excellent. That's good. Because I read your reviews online that you had the best fish and chips in Hanoi, so I've been waiting 2 hours to come here just for you to open for me to have fish and chips. So, anyway, snapper or cod. Where's the snapper from?
Yes, it's from Vietnam.
It's Vietnam?
Yeah, and Norway.
Norway.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have the cod and chips, thanks. And do you do some calamari?
Calamari?
Yeah.
Yes, we have calamari.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can choose just calamari low chip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can cancel chip.
Oh no, I want some chips. But can I have some calamari as well? Just a serve of calamari?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Beauty.
So you have one golden chip and one calamari.
Yeah. This isn't. Oh yeah. Okay. So how many's in that? That's like a big serve. So.
It's rice and rice.
Yeah, 9 pieces. Okay. That's going to be too much to eat. All right, just give me the fish and chips and I'll go from there.
Just
yeah. Okay. Thanks, mate.
you want to take away or eat here?
Eat here and mate, I'll be back for an Aussie meat pie sometime.
Okay.
Do you have those? Do you make the meat pies or do you make the pies, or do you buy them?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Do you bake the pies or where do you get the pies from?
So yeah, we buy in Hanoi, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't know, but it's a local baker or yeah.
Yeah.
They're not frozen, are they, or they're frozen meat pies?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand.
Okay.
All right. No worries. I'll have fish and chips and I'll eat upstairs.
Okay.
And there's the chips.
Yeah, it's
Look at
cheap.
that. Hand sorted. They're seriously big chips.
Go upstairs. Thank you.
All right, will do. Okay, so I've ordered me fish and chips. Now I go upstairs. Welcome. There you go. And look at how clean the kitchen is.
Okay.
Hey, love it. So some Norway fish, deep fried, inch thick with chips. That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. It's a nice little room upstairs. Hey. Well, if appearances count for anything, he's got good marks for appearances. It's a really lovely little spot here, and it almost looks directly onto the road there. It's at the height of the road, so there you go. I bet coronavirus has been knocking him around a bit. So if you're in Hanoi, stop in for some fish and chips at Fridays. Okay, it's finally arrived. The fish and chips is here. I've got a cold beer, and better than anything here is salt in a real like salt shaker. Mind you, it's got super large holes, and it's got rice in it to stop it, you know, not being salt anymore. And it actually, you can put salt on your fish and chips where you can see the salt, and it doesn't take you half an hour to do it. Like, I love a good bit of salt on my food, and so I don't know, here's the trial. We'll see how good the chips are. That's pretty good. Yeah. Actually very good. Got salt. Let's have a look at the fish. I'll turn you back here so you can see me break it apart, just in case it's like super nice. Hang on, there we go. There you go. There's a good bit of fish in the batter. It's not like all batter and no fish like sometimes you get. Perfect. That's a good bit of fish. It's hot, and food sampling videos like this, I always wonder what people expect me to say, but put it in the comments. You know, I could say that's the best piece of fish I've ever eaten, which would mean nothing unless you knew that I've eaten a lot of fish. But it's not the best, but it's the best piece of fish I've eaten in Vietnam. The batter's crunchy. It's nothing fancy. The fish is what it says it is. It's like a good, you know, inch thick piece of fish, and salt and pepper, mate, heaven. It was well worth the wait. Well worth the wait, and the walk for 50,000 miles. But it's like that Confucius says, hungry man burns tongue. It doesn't taste oily, but it's oily to pick it up. But it's nice. It's not like it's been cooked in good oil and not oil that's been, you know, in the fryer for 10,000 years. It's nice. And I love that I can put salt on my chips here. That is gold. I don't know why I don't have salt in my own bloody house. But anyway, it's the first time I've seen a salt shaker in Vietnam that actually works. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my fish and chips and my beer. I hope wherever you are that you didn't work as hard as I worked today to get, sorry for doing the finger to all of you there, but I hope you didn't all work as hard as I worked today to get a feed of fish and chips. But if you're in Hanoi and you want a good feed of fish and chips, come to Fridays, right? And they, you know, just don't come at lunchtime at the moment. Maybe they'll be open when you come. Cheers. Okay, so it's really hard to judge a meal before you've eaten it. Look, if I was in Australia and I had that piece of fish, I'd say it was overcooked. So the fish was either freezer burned or they just overcooked it, one of the two. And I'd say that the chips were, it's a little bit odd. I don't know what's wrong with them as such. I think I'm not really sure. They got a funny, a little bit funny, a little bit different texture about them to what I'd expect. Maybe that's because of the size of them being more a wedge size than a chip size. The salad was okay. Nothing particularly wrong with the salad, and the beer was fantastic. So So if you're in Vietnam though, and you want fish and chips, this is still the best fish and chips I've had in Vietnam. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. My standards might have dropped substantially. I still really enjoyed the meal. The fish could have been cooked a bit less, or maybe wrapped in plastic in the freezer and not had freezer burns or whatever. And the chips were fine. They really were fine. But and the tartar sauce was great. Love the salt. Love the way I could shake some salt on it. The beer's cold. You know, can't argue with any of that. The ambience is good. The place is nice. The kitchen's clean. The staff are friendly. I probably sat here way too long in the heat before they came and put the aircon on for me, but once they put the aircon on, now it's feeling comfortable. Anyway, so that's the you know, you got the before meal, you know, like you put some food in your mouth, you go, oh yeah, this is wonderful, this is fantastic, and then you get the after review where you're going, you know, I've eaten that. If I was in Australia, I'd definitely walk away thinking that wasn't very good. Maybe if I was in England, it suits English people, but for Australians, that fish and chips was like a, you know, that one, it was probably a 4 out of 10, to be honest. But in Vietnam, it's still 10 out of 10. You know. Anyway, put your comments, like, comment, subscribe, share.